grow on Instagram. Hi you guys, hi, welcome to Beauty and Phones. I'm Beauty.
And I'm Phones.
So from the title of today's video, as you guys can tell, today we're going to be, kind of dissecting and just talking about how to grow on Instagram, because as you guys know, Instagram short form content is actually winning at the moment.
Yeah, so the fastest way to grow on social media and the fastest way to get exposure for your business, for yourself, if you're a brand creator, is actually using short form content.
Yeah.
Whether you're actually doing Reels, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts, you need to actually master and know how to actually leverage and use short form content to scale and get yourself exposure.
Yeah, and of course, it's unfortunate. I would say unfortunately, the world we live in right now, it's like it's moving on a fast pace. Nobody have the patience, When it comes to long form content, of course, you guys know YouTube has always been the OG. YouTube started the whole social media. No, actually, Facebook started the whole social media thing, right? Yeah. But of course, when we're talking about content creation, we're talking about YouTube, because YouTube actually took it to the next level. But unfortunately, the world we live in right now is a world where people have a little, nobody has the patience, right? No. To sit and watch maybe 30 minutes video, 40 minutes video. So when we're talking about growing on Instagram, of course, also Instagram, as you guys know, Instagram actually offered what was that? The Instagram, not shorts, Instagram, there was a time they started offering where you can film 10 minutes long video and all those things, and then they had to take it down, and they offered Reels, because probably they saw that, the long form content, people didn't have that patience for the long form content, so they decided to bring in the Reels, and then of course YouTube Short brought in the Shorts, and then we have TikTok. So basically today we're going to be sharing different tips and tricks on how to grow on Instagram, and of course, like we said, your short form content is very, very important. And apart from that, scheduling and organizing yourself, it's also very, very important, because when we're talking about the world of social media at the moment, especially Instagram, there's a lot of traffic on Instagram, guys, that if you're not organized, if you don't get yourself where you're pushing out content back to back, you're going to be drowned, because it's just a lot going on Instagram right now. So the consistency is key.
Not only that, it's not just about being consistent, but more importantly, it's about having the right strategy.
Yeah.
It's important, because you can actually push out a lot of nothing and not get distraction.
Very true.
Because you have to actually ask yourself, who are you actually going after? When you're creating your content, who are you actually going to be going after? So I recently had a video go over 17 million, right? This was a video that it was a short form video, and I actually had that video scaled to over 17 million views in less than 30 days, and it was a game changer, and the video went viral. But that was very strategic. Believe it or not, that was actually on purpose.
Right.
So I'll never forget our first viral video that she had on her channel was actually something that we planned on purpose.
Right.
And then the second one was really on purpose.
On purpose.
We had one that we actually had put together. We looked and we saw what was happening on YouTube at the time, and we were like, you know what, we're going to do this type of video. And from the thumbnail to the way that she spoke in the video, to the sequence of what she said, to all the things, we actually were able to package that video, and thankfully, by God's grace, that video went viral.
Right.
And it showed us that it was possible. So back then, those years ago, we were able to learn that content is manipulatable. Right. You can actually manipulate the content.
For real.
You can be strategic with content to get you where you want to go. And just like actually having a dart, if you ever played, I don't know if you've seen those boards with the dart, when you shoot the dart, you can pinpoint target where you actually want that content to hit. But it comes with strategy. You want to make sure that you have a strategy for your content and not just put out volume without actually a purpose.
That's true. That's very, very true. Like he said, it's all about the quality, the value you're giving your audience, right? So, of course, apart from, the quality of the content, and also being able to be persistent, to be consistent, because consistency is very, very key. Even though, we're talking about, especially at your beginning stages, right? You want to get your feet wet. So you also want to be very, very strategic, with the kind of content you're putting out there, the quality of the content, and also knowing your target audience, because those are the three things I feel like once you're able to get it down pat, of course, the sky is definitely going to be your limit.
And the only way that you can actually start to grow on Instagram is by doing two things. Number one, starting and number 2, testing.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
You actually need to start, because in some cases you may know who you want to go after.
Yeah.
But how do you know those people are going to be beneficial?
That's
or how
true.
do you know those people are for you?
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually have a desire to go
start
after a specific group
and
of
then
people.
test.
But then when you start to actually put yourself on your content out, you'll see if they'll react to you. So, for example, you might be into dog walking, right? You might have a passion for dog walking, and you start to create content around dog walking. But when you put your content out, you find out that people are not gravitating towards that dog walking.
Yeah.
They're more interested in the makeup that you're wearing while you're walking the dog.
That's true.
So
or the clothes, the outfit
yeah.
you're
So you might find people are interested more with you in beauty and also fashion than actually the dog walking. So what does that mean? That's telling you that what your appeal is in the marketplace is towards beauty and fashion.
Right.
So you can spend the next 20 years dog walking. However, you're not going to see success, because the people are looking for the beauty and fashion.
Right.
That's what draws you out to them.
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind. And you're not going to know that until you start and you test.
And test. That's very, very true. And like he said, that's like he just said something very, very important, because you can spend years and years and years, pursuing something in your head. You feel like this is what it should be. Meanwhile, something else is right around you, is right in front of you, telling you this is what you should be doing. Yeah. That is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing this. And it probably might end up taking you 20 years for you to turn around and be like, oh, this is actually what I was supposed to be doing, but I was busy pursuing that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's very, very key.
It's just like I teach my family, my wife and my twins and Ace, I teach them about the law of recognition. So the law of recognition is something that I learned years ago while I was younger. And the law of recognition actually states that everything that you need, everything that you want, and everything that you desire is actually somewhere in your life waiting for you to see it and recognize it.
Yeah.
That's the law of recognition. So if you think about that statement, everything that you're looking for, everything that you need is somewhere in your life, somewhere around you, waiting for you to recognize it. And so many times we go about in life looking for gold somewhere else. We're looking for the treasure somewhere else. Meanwhile, we have that treasure right near us.
Right.
And so it's starting to grow and looking how to see how you can start to scale on social media. Currently, I think we are on Instagram alone, we're over 330,000.
Oh, right? Actually on Instagram, we're almost 500,000, because we have the Omabelletv and then we have the Omabelletv one.
So on Instagram alone, we're actually over 500,000 currently. So we actually are qualified to teach you about how to grow on Instagram. But the key is you need to learn how to actually start, and also how to start to test your content.
Right.
So what we recommend is that you actually start out by focusing on content pieces that are between 10 seconds and 30 seconds in one block.
Yeah.
And then 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Right.
Those two. So focus on 10 seconds and 30
the
seconds.
Shorter one, and then a little bit longer.
And then 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds. And you're going to basically start testing out between those two. So you're going to put out a video for 10 to 30 seconds, and then you're going to put out a video for a minute to 130 seconds. And you'll start to see the engagement, the reaction, and you also start to see if those videos convert, which one converts for you better than the other.
Right. And just like he said, right, I feel like for me, being, having done this for a while, right, the short content has an audience for itself, and the long content have an audience for itself. Even though they are all short contents, but like he said, the 30 seconds content is probably, you have people who don't have the patience, people that are in a hurry. But personally, I've noticed that making a minute to a minute 30 seconds video actually helps a lot with engagement, because you're able to put in a lot of more information into that video, unlike doing like a 15 seconds video where it's like just pop in and pop out, right? But people who genuinely engage with you, they want to stick around, they want to see that a minute 30 seconds. I mean, just be thinking about it. We're talking of a minute 30 seconds as if it's such a huge deal. But it's unfortunate. This is the world we are in right now. Like nobody wants to. Just imagine scrolling through your IG page, right? You're just like this.
Yeah.
That's basically all you see people do. Like no, they don't have the patience to even sit and consume. But anyways, you guys, that's basically it. And of course, when we're talking about, growing on Instagram, I've come to realize that actually being in a community is as good as having an account on Instagram, because your community actually is a huge huge, aspect of your growth. Of course, for me, I used to be in the beauty community, but now I'm more in the lifestyle community. I've been able to find accounts that have the same goal, the same thing, with you. It's interest. Exactly, that's the right word I was looking for. Finding pages that have the same interest with you is a huge deal, because you're able to grow a community. You are able to, even though people say, oh, have friends, I don't see it as a friend, I see it as a community, right? Where you're able to flourish. You're able with people of the same likeness, or the same interest,
goals.
See the same goals. And also, when we're talking about communities, one of the major, aspect of growth, when we're talking about Instagram, is identifying with your community. Now, when we come to the community, right, let's break it down. Let's say we're talking of the beauty community, right? We have a lot of repost accounts with beauty communities. We have the Huda Beauty, we have Black Girl Makeup, we have a lot of pages that can repost your work. That is a major way to grow. So let's take, for instance, you're starting off and you have your niche. Of course, niching is also very, very important. You already know, okay, this is what I want to start creating content on, right? You want to find pages that are also creating the similar content with you, so that way you get into a community, and by doing that, you follow them, they follow you. Of course, you got to engage. I used to think that, with social media, it's all about creating your content. No, you have to engage. You have to engage with your community, because that's how they are able to know you, see you, and trust you. That's how you put it. So you want to be able, you can't be in no man's land. You got to engage with them. That is very, very important. And from there, we have the pages that probably might be able to pick up your work once in a while and post it. Let's say a page that has, like Huda Beauty, right, in the beauty community, that has almost, I believe, 50 million followers. They pick up your work and they put your work in their page. Like, do you know how much growth you can just grab from there? So building a community, joining in the community of the same interest with you is very, very important. But also remember, when we're talking about Instagram growth, the quality of your video is actually very, very another important aspect of it, because gone are the days where people watch grainy videos. Gone are the days people watch videos that are of low quality. So I feel like when you're starting to grow, or like if you're thinking of joining in the Instagram, you have to invest in good tools, good equipment, because so it's 2024, guys. Ain't nobody struggling to watch a video that don't have the quality, or even repost accounts thinking of reposting a video that they feel like don't have the quality they are looking for.
And that's so true what she shared. That's one of the things that we're going to be sharing more with you guys about, the types of phones that you can actually use for your content creation, and also how to actually use specific type of phones to grow on Instagram and also the other platforms. So as you can see, with the changes that's happening in the algorithm changes with all of these platforms, sometimes they'll just get up one month and say, you know what, we're going to change this, we're going to change that.
For real.
So what you have to do is you actually need to make sure that your content quality is always good quality, but also you need strategy on how you create your content. Nobody wants to watch anything that's not engaging. Nobody wants to watch anything that's not entertaining and that's not giving value. So those are the things that you need to know. You need to make sure that you're including education, value, and also entertainment in your content for Instagram, in order for you to actually grow and remain relevant. And I remember years ago, there was a time when we were growing, Huda reposted her twice.
Yes, she reposted me at the beginning.
She reposted her in the beginning, and she did it twice. And that was a change where we were actually able to we were able to grow from that. We have more people discover us because Huda Beauty had reposted her. But it's because we were intentional, not only being consistent, but we actually were strategic. We were doing what I'm sharing with you, and that is we kept tweaking the content.
Trial and error, like
and we worked on everything from our before covers and all that stuff. We were working on those things to make sure, and Huda was able to discover her and picked her up, and we were able to experience growth because of her reposting her. So what she shared regarding joining a community and connecting with community, your content needs to be community friendly. Right? Your content needs to be geared towards a friend. So let's just say, for example, you're starting out, you want to grow on Instagram. You don't necessarily really know where you should first start is by focusing the community that you'll create the content towards. So if you're going to be focused on finance, for example, you're creating your content focused towards the finance community.
Exactly.
If you're focused on lifestyle, you create the content focused towards lifestyle.
Focused on home decor. Even when I rebranded and I diversified, I was able to get into a lot of home decor accounts because I was able to identify with the community. So even though I was a newbie, I like newbies. So even though I have already had my following from beauty, but then I was also able to I was able to watch the beauty the home decor community, the lifestyle community, and I saw how things were flowing, and I was able to go right in. And immediately I made that introduction into those communities, they started picking up my work because I've already done the assignment. I've already
we have
done
the formula.
Exactly.
We have the formula.
Exactly.
And that's the same formula that you can actually copy and rinse and repeat. And we're going to be sharing more about this formula of how you can actually grow systematically and on purpose on Instagram. You also want to make sure that you position yourself to create content that can actually be simultaneously broadcast and distributed.
Yes.
Because remember, you are your own network.
Yes.
You're your own boss.
You are your brand.
You don't want to be dependent on these platforms. They can change. They can come and go.
Very
so
true.
that's one of the reasons why we actually share with you to actually choose those two timelines. Because, for example, right now on TikTok, the algorithm has changed. TikTok is actually picking up videos that are more over a minute. So this is one of the reasons why you need to have options with your content. And you want to make sure if you're going to grow on Instagram specifically, you need to have strategy. You need to actually have wisdom on how to actually package yourself and what community you're targeting, who you're targeting as a customer if you're a business, and much more. So we're going to be sharing this with you in our Instagram growth class. So she actually has had so much knowledge and wisdom.
A lot of things to share, guys.
Years.
A lot of things. It's like my head is full, right?
From
There's
reels,
a lot of things
from reels
to shorts to stories to everything. All those things we've been able to put it right in our planner, guys. Like I tell you guys, this is not just your regular planner you buy, this is filled with a lot of information, a lot of secrets, a lot of tips, a lot of tricks, a lot of trial and error that we finally got right. I feel like this is something that everything that we've tried, the errors, the trial and everything, and we finally got them right, we were able to put in here. So we're making it easy for you. So you don't need to go through that, through the trial and error. You already know, okay, this is it. This is the information. This is what is working. This is what works for Omabel. And, you can simply apply it to your own, self.
In here, we actually have a phone that we show you the top phones that we recommend to actually record and film with. And they actually have, all the phones have different criteria. All the phones have different features. You need to know the difference between Apple, Android, and all of them.
And it's so funny that, when I tell people that my videos, majority of my videos, I film with my phones. I mean my shorts, my stories, my reels, my TikTok. I do them with my phone. Some people are like, no, it can't be. Like
studio
quality. And that my phone, like it's mind blowing that you can actually, and I believe this is 2024, guys. Everybody has a phone. Like you can start with just your phone, but being able to know how to tweak your camera, how to use your phone on the camera on your phone, the right apps to use to edit, the right apps to use to color correct, because that's very, very important. Apart from just filming with your phone, there are things that you need to know, the post-production. That's what it's called, the post-production.
There's pre-production, post-production, and we're sharing those secrets with you. So if you'd like to learn how to actually grow your Instagram, how to grow on Instagram, but not just how to grow on Instagram, how to actually use your phone to grow on Instagram, and how to make money, from home, make your home your income, make sure you get our 5-bundle planner. This is very important. This is not just a planner. This is actually also a mini course. And it actually has a lot of secrets and tips like she shared of how to actually start that process. So if you want to learn how to actually grow on Instagram and how to exponentially increase your income, we are going to be having an Instagram growth class, which you can register by going to our website at beautyandphones.com, simply clicking on that class, and we'll actually look forward to seeing you inside the class. We'll be in the class, and we look forward to actually sharing all the knowledge and wisdom that we have with you on how you can actually scale. Instagram is a gold mine. It's a baby of Facebook, but Instagram is a gold mine. And I can share with you that we've done many, many, many campaigns, and we made hundreds hundreds of thousands of dollars with Instagram alone. So don't use social media just to scroll.
No.
Don't use social media to
just
waste your
as
time.
a hobby.
Use social media to make money. And
Yeah.
we're going to show you how to do that.
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing you inside the Instagram growth class. Make sure you get the 5-bundle planner in the meantime. And if you have any questions, you can actually feel free to reach out to us. You can email us at beautyandphones@gmail.com. And also, if you'd like to get our free income planner, all right, free income guide, we'd like to send that to you. Just simply comment phones in the comment section below. We'll make sure that we send that to you.
And yep, you guys, I hope you guys drew some value out of this video, and till our next video. I'm not saying until mine. It's till our next video. We're gonna see you guys very, very soon. Bye.